when your military goals are achieved.
Again, Barb, there's been no mission assigned right now. This is about getting troops ready. And back to what we're trying to achieve is a couple of things. Obviously, we still would like to deter Vladimir Putin and the Russians from another incursion, number one. Number two, it's to make sure that we're bolstering and staying unified with the alliance, that the alliance stays strong. And so the large bulk of the reason for this, these prepare to deploy orders is really to make sure that we're ready to bolster the NATO alliance and to prove the solidarity of the alliance. Those are the two sort of big outcomes here. But again, no mission has been assigned to these troops. No deployment orders have been sent to them. What the Secretary has ordered them to do is to be ready to go, in some cases, on a much shorter tether than what they had before. Jen.
John, can you rule out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine?
That is, I think the president has already spoken to that. As you know, Jen, we already do have advisors and some trainers in Ukraine. They are still there at their work.
So if you're not willing to send troops to Ukraine, what makes you think that this is going to deter Vladimir Putin?
I think there's a whole package of things that the administration is looking at to try to deter Vladimir Putin from another incursion, including very severe economic consequences. This is about sending a strong message that we're committed to NATO and we're committed to assuring that our allies have the capabilities they need in case they need to defend themselves.
And do you need a new AUMF to send these troops to these 8,500?
I'm not aware of any such requirement at this point. And again, we have long-standing commitment to the NATO response force. We are just one of many nations that will contribute to it. This is very much in keeping with the policies and the procedures that have been laid down for activation of the NRF. Again, if it's activated, and it has not been. David.
Are most of these 8,500 ground forces, would they go to the eastern flank? And have you put any units in Europe on alert?
I think, again, yes, I think the bulk of them would be considered ground forces, David. As for Europe, as I've said before, there are lots of force capabilities already on the European continent under General Walters, and I'm absolutely not ruling out the possibility that there will be intra-theater moves as well inside Europe to bolster NATO allies on the eastern flank, that kind of gets at your second question, which is we're still in consultation with the allies about what they might need, and so I don't have any decisions to read out in terms of specific locations. But we certainly have made it clear to the eastern flank allies that we're prepared to bolster their capabilities if they need it. Again, I want to go back to a core foundation here. The bulk of the troops I'm talking about today are intended for the NATO response force, the vast majority of them. And that response force can only be activated by the alliance. It hasn't been. It is our contribution to the response force, and we want to make sure that they're ready to go. I think it's really important to keep remembering that. No deployment orders have been sent. No missions have been assigned. This is really about getting folks ready to go in case they're needed. Courtney.
So the one